Scams and ripoffs happen every day. There's also corruption and manipulation. Sometimes it's blatant, but it can also be subtle. I'm Trisha Keene. Welcome to our weekly 13 Investigates special. 13 Investigates is committed to looking out for you and your money, making sure you're not getting a raw deal.
6 months after a UNLV student's tragic death in a charity boxing match, the university is making recommendations for change.
13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears joins us now in studio with a newly released report detailing what student organizations like fraternities and the university should do differently. Darcy.
Tricia, the main takeaways from this report are a need for better communication, better accountability, and better oversight. And everyone agrees it shouldn't take a tragedy to figure that out.
After Nathan Valencia died in late November from injuries he got during Kappa Sigma's fight night, many questions were asked. Questions about safety, pre-fight health screenings, why there were no emergency medical personnel at the event, and whether the referee was properly trained. UNLV brought in a Washington, D.C. based company to examine safety, well-being, and management at events put on by registered student organizations. The report made 20 recommendations, including required training for fraternities and sororities in safety, emergency procedures, risk management, and event management, a registration process for off-campus events, creating new positions and adding faculty and advisor roles to oversee Greek life, and better communicating about expectations. That's the general stuff, but specifically, the report found some issues with the Kappa Sigma fight night. For example, the participant contract or waiver that both fighters had to sign was from the national fraternity and not UNLV. The forms required a notary, but the review team found they were never notarized.
The review team also found there's little to no oversight of fraternity and sorority off-campus events. Student organization leaders are currently allowed to contract with venues, and UNLV advisors and staff do not have to be made aware of the events or the related agreements. Dave and Tricia?
Hey, Darcy, weren't some other changes made regarding amateur boxing events in particular?
Yes, the Nevada Athletic Commission actually expanded its oversight of amateur boxing fights. Organizers must now have emergency medical personnel on site. The NAC also requiring now that there are trained referees. And as a reminder, no criminal charges were filed in Valencia's death, but there is an ongoing civil lawsuit. Motions to dismiss filed by some of the defendants in that case are scheduled to be heard in court next week. Live in studio, Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.
It feels like everything is more expensive these days, so it's more important than ever to make the most of every dollar.
That is for sure, but that can be hard when dealing with a car loan or credit card payments. Tonight, financial expert Dave Ramsey is sharing his plan for living debt-free.
I was going through a divorce, and I was afraid financially.
Annette Matarino is like anyone else. She says facing financial insecurity is scary. While separating from her husband, Annette saw nothing but a mountain of bills and questions.
If I was going to be able to keep my house and still work and be able to move on with my life.
To help, she went through Financial Peace University. The program by financial expert Dave Ramsey teaches you how to pay off debt, save, and invest for your future. To begin, he says, make a household budget of what's coming in and what's going out.
I mean, anytime you want to win at something, you have to lay out a game plan. It's a series of intentional acts with a plan. And that's all a budget is.
Then create an emergency fund of at least $1,000. Ramsey admits this is usually the hardest step for people. It requires changing your spending habits.
One definition of maturity is learning to delay pleasure. This ability to say, I'm going to put off the in order to have the awesome.
Next, pay off your car loan and credit cards.
So we list the debts, smallest to largest, regardless of the interest rate, even if it's zero interest, smallest to largest. And you pay minimum payments on everything but the little one, and you attack the little one with a vengeance.
As soon as it's paid off, start putting that extra money toward the next smallest balance. Then when your debts are paid, Ramsey says start putting more of your money in savings.
A good rule of thumb on that is to have 3 to 6 months of your household expenses. 3 to 6 months of expenses.
Next, start investing. But Ramsey says don't be misled by ventures like Bitcoin, NFTs, or goldbacks.
Instead, I'm going to invest steady in things that are proven long term.
Ramsey says it's important to deal with proven investments and to put 15% of your income toward retirement.
They systematically and steadily invest in proven investments like mutual funds in their 401k, and they get their house paid off. And this is what the typical millionaire looks like. It's not real sexy, but it works.
I love Dave Ramsey. He's got a great radio show, too. We have more information on Dave Ramsey's financial guide to freedom on our website. Mystery is still unsolved tonight about that body as Las Vegas Metro Police continue to investigate. The Vegas Justice League has pledged money to help identify the remains that were found in a barrel recently. Meantime, just days later, a second set of human remains was located at Colville Bay. Now, police believe this victim was not murdered. And with warmer temperatures and a 3-day holiday weekend coming up, safety is critical for swimmers and boaters out at Lake Mead.
And in an exclusive story you will see only on Channel 13, anchor Paulina Butska spent the day on the lake and shows why these busy weekends are more dangerous than ever for lakegoers.
Former Clark County Coroner Mike Murphy says that he has spent years boating on Lake Mead, but now these days he steers clear of the busy holiday weekends. Murphy says big crowds, alcohol, and a lack of attention all add up to a dangerous mix. He says in the past, when he worked as coroner on holiday weekends, he saw casualties that were easily avoidable. Now with lower lake levels, he says it's critical lakegoers pay attention to rocks that may be sticking out of the water and windy conditions.
I think people underestimate the lake because the wind can come up very, very quickly, and it can get pretty gnarly out here sometimes.
If you're planning on jumping into the water, there are also other concerns. While inflatable and non-inflatable pool toys are prohibited at the lake, in the recreational area, people often ignore the warnings.
It's not worth your life. If it blows away from you and you can't get it right away, let it go.
But if you are coming out this holiday weekend out to Lake Mead, Murphy says to be aware of your surroundings. He also says to be courteous of long lines that may be happening out at the boat ramp. Reporting at Lake Mead, I'm Paulina Butska.
We'll be back with more of 13 Investigates after the break. Welcome back to our 13 Investigates special. For more details on the stories you're watching today, visit ktnv.com/13 investigates. If you have a story idea or tip, email us at 13investigates@ktnv.com.
Rent prices, they are up, so it's no surprise that many renters right now, they're looking for some pretty good deals on rental homes.
Now look who we're talking about again, scammers.
Right.
Scammers won't leave us alone, and they are now trying to find ways to trick you into sending cash for homes that they're not even available for rent.
Yeah, they're pretty slick, unfortunately. And Consumer reporter John Matarese now has the signs of a rental scam, so you don't waste your money.
Michelle Park says this house was her dream home.
It's beautiful. I have 2 grandkids who would have loved it.
Not knowing she was about to fall victim to the rental scam.
I looked up Craigslist, I found this house, and $1,000 a month. Nothing is $1,000 a month.
So she texted the landlord, who gave her the address so she could see it.
When Michelle pulled up to the house and saw it all freshly painted and landscaped, she knew right then it was what she had been waiting for. She wasn't really bothered by the real estate sign out front. She figured the landlord either wanted to sell it or rent it.
I assumed that he had had it on the market for so long that he now wanted to rent it.
The landlord said he was out of town, but would send her a key after she wired a $1,000 deposit. She did, but never heard from him again. It was a scam. All the interior photos stolen from the home's legitimate for sale listing. The Federal Trade Commission says rental scams are all too common, with scammers advertising rentals that aren't available or don't even exist.
Scammers have hijacked the email account of the property owner on a reputable website, or they've changed the email address.
Attorney Christopher Brown says it may be a scam if you're told to wire money or pay with gift cards, if the landlord wants a security deposit or rent before signing a lease, or if the landlord says they're out of the country. He says always compare the price to other rentals in the area.
Ask yourself, is this rent a lot less than comparable rentals? that could be a red flag.
Finally, try to pay the deposit with a credit card so you can get your money back if the listing turns out to be a scam.
I want other people to be aware so they don't have to lose their money like I have.
That way you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese. Christy Burnett is pretty sure her iPhone is eavesdropping.
Who do you want to message?
One day, my son came up to me and said, I want a Scorpion Rex for my birthday.
She decided to look it up, but
I'm getting ready to type in Scorpion Rex. But before I do, he immediately looks at my screen. Mom, that's it.
Sure enough, an ad for the Jurassic Park toy.
So was her phone listening, or had her 6-year-old looked up the toy on some other device? It's hard to say. But researchers at the universities of California and Washington this spring released a report claiming that Amazon's Alexa is listening and maybe targeting you with ads.
Amazon now says it targets you with interest-based ads based on your Alexa requests, which PC Mag's Chandra Steele says is more than they've said before.
Amazon was sort of reluctant to admit it, but once these researchers came forward with this, they had to.
But are Amazon, Apple, and others listening to your conversations? We asked one of our newsroom employees to talk about her favorite makeup.
I follow CoverGirl and I follow ColourPop on Instagram. I think it's the Lash Blast mascara. I'm a true CoverGirl fan.
5 minutes later, she checked her social media feeds and found one related ad.
Down here in the caption, ColourPop masks.
But that could be based on her Instagram likes. Apple says it does not listen, saying privacy is a fundamental human right. But IT security expert Dave Hatter says if your Siri voice feature is on, it's listening for the wake-up term.
If you have a smart digital assistant, it has to listen if it's going to provide help to you.
To protect yourself, he says, turn off Listen for Hey Siri in your settings and check your microphone settings and turn off which apps can use it.
It really does make you wonder.
That way it's listening less and you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese.
We'll be back with more of 13 Investigates after the break. Welcome back to our 13 Investigates special. For more details on the stories you're watching today, visit ktnv.com/13 investigates. If you have a story idea or tip, email us at 13investigates@ktnv.com.
David Cho lived in the building behind me. He lived in unit number 1. We spoke to a neighbor who rented from Cho for 5 years and was his next door neighbor, but says he hasn't seen his former landlord since February. Sometime in the last 24 hours, Metro served a search warrant here. They collected a cell phone and took some other items into evidence. One of the things they'll be looking at is whether Cho planned the attack here in Las Vegas before driving to that church in Orange County.
This building changed hands several times between Cho and his wife and then to their 2 sons, according to Clark County records. One son now lives in Taiwan with Cho's wife.
He sold his building and his wife had lung cancer, so she left to Taiwan. She couldn't come back or anything like that, unfortunately, you know.
Neighbor Balmori Oriana says Cho and his wife often had loud arguments before she moved out of the country. There's one other family member still living in the United States, but police didn't say who or where. We've also learned Cho worked as a licensed security guard in Las Vegas. A neighbor told us he worked part-time on the Strip.
He was a security guard right here at the Venetian Palazzo for the conventions, and he would work 12 to 16 hours a day. But they would only call him, like, say, once a month.
We reached out to the Venetian to confirm that, but they did not respond. Police say Cho's Nevada guard license enabled him to legally carry a gun. Police say Cho had 2 9mm semi-automatic pistols, which he bought legally here in Las Vegas, one in 2015 and the other in 2017. Cho was the original purchaser.
And to show the intent of this specific suspect, during the course of his arranging his assault, we located several bags within the facility. They contained magazines with additional ammo, 4 Molotov cocktail-like incendiary devices that he had placed around the inside of the church.
Police say Cho chained and nailed the church doors shut and disabled locks with super glue. How and why did he choose a church he wasn't a member of with people he didn't know?
We're still trying to determine why he targeted a specific church. We can tell you that from a national framework, The Taiwanese Presbyterian is not a large congregant location. And this, if you look at proximity to Vegas, this may have just been the closest in proximity based on the target of his hatred of that particular group.
In the car he drove to the church, police found notes written in Mandarin to support his hatred of the Taiwanese people.
I believe his hatred of Taiwan manifested when he was residing there in previous years, possibly in his youth. He was not well received while living there, according to what we believe we've collected so far.
Cho is Chinese and he is a U.S. citizen.
We asked Metro Police whether Cho has any kind of a criminal record here in Las Vegas, and we're still waiting for them to get back to us on that. The Orange County Sheriff said that's something they're looking at too as part of their ongoing investigation. The emotions from neighbors we spoke to range from fear to shock to confusion. Some say they did not know the man who owned the building behind me. One who did says that he was, well, he paints a very interesting picture of David Cho.
Balmori Oriana was David Cho's tenant and next-door neighbor for 5 years.
During the time I met him, he was a sweet old man, you know. Brought gifts to my kids every day. Think about candy or rice, cooking oil, or beans, or anything.
To him, Cho was a good, attentive landlord who routinely checked on his tenants and tried to keep crime out of the complex. But he says that wasn't the case for all.
Someone, previous tenants came in, kind of beat him up really bad to where they almost killed him. You can see the scars in his head. You can see the scars all over his arm, all over his chest.
He last saw Cho in February.
His mental shift started acting up 2 months prior to that, when he was losing his building.
Cho also lost his family when his wife and son moved to Taiwan.
And from there on, he was trying to get government help, and I know he was being rejected.
A licensed security guard who neighbors say only worked part-time, Cho's struggles deepened.
A week before he disappeared, he told me that he was going to live in the streets, but he just didn't know where, that he was going to do his best to live in his car.
Police say he drove that car to Orange County on Saturday. It was stocked with guns Cho legally bought in Las Vegas, as well as ammunition magazines and Molotov cocktails he placed around the church. Well, I'm in shock. You can't help but feel scared knowing somebody so close is so dangerous. It's terrorizing.
We are waiting to hear back from Metro as to whether Cho had a criminal record here in Las Vegas. We're also waiting to hear back from a man who we believe to be one of Cho's sons, who still lives here in the United States. We sent a text and made a call, but have not yet gotten a response. We will, of course, continue to look into what role Cho's life here in Las Vegas played in his actions in California.
Welcome back to our 13 Investigates special. For more details on the stories you're watching today, visit ktnv.com/13 investigates. If you have a story idea or tip, email us at 13investigates@ktnv.com.
The triple digits are here, and so it's important to protect yourself when working or playing in this Las Vegas heat.
That's right, and we spoke with a Henderson dermatologist about safety in the sun and its effects on your skin.
I think I've had probably all of the procedures that they offer.
Victor Harris laughs about it now, but admits he wasn't very good about taking care of his skin when he was younger.
No, I didn't pay much attention to it.
As a result, he's had about 20 different procedures to remove cancerous spots from his head, shoulders, arms, and back.
Well, some were surgically removed. I've had radiation. I had some frozen. I've had some scraped and burned. If I'd known I was going to get to be this old, I'd have taken better care of my body.
Victor has definitely learned his lesson the hard way. But Dr. Michael Bryan of Las Vegas Skin and Cancer Clinic says you don't have to.
The sun is not your friend.
Dr. Bryan says about 3 million people will be diagnosed with the most common skin cancers this year. Fortunately, these cases are typically treatable, but some won't be so lucky.
Between 75 and 8,000 deaths per year from melanoma, because melanoma is one that can actually spread.
To protect yourself, look for the ABCDEs of melanoma. A is for asymmetry. If one half of a mole doesn't look like the other, you should see a dermatologist. B is for border.
Irregular or wavy or jagged border. Most moles are rounded on the edge. If you've got something irregular, that needs to be looked at.
C is for color.
Something that's got white and tan and dark brown and black and pink, multiple colors within the same mole.
D is for diameter. You typically don't want to see a spot any bigger than the size of a pencil eraser. And E is for evolving.
Anything that is new or anything that is changing deserves a check.
In the meantime, Dr. Bryan says you should be wearing sunscreen, a hat, and protective clothing no matter what you're doing outside.
Your skin doesn't know the difference, whether it's laying by the pool or whether you're out, trimming your roses. So sun is sun is sun, and chronic sun will lead to some of these potential problems.
And just so you know, May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month. The Nevada Cancer Coalition estimates nearly 800 Nevadans will be diagnosed with melanoma this year. It's recommended that you use sunscreen of SPF 30 or higher, and you should also be reapplying every 2 hours. And for another look at the warning signs of melanoma, go to our website at ktnv.com/skin cancer. It's also a really good idea. I do this. I swim with all of it on my face. A lot of people just jump in the pool and they don't put on sunscreen, but you should.
And just go get checked, every 6 months or so, especially in this climate. I had basal cell removed, and that was 20 years ago, so I'm always watching it.
Yeah, I always look for anything different on my skin. Yeah, you definitely need to.
Now would be a great time to stock up on sunscreen, but with all the options that are out there, exactly how much money do you need to spend to protect yourself and also your family? That's always a question to wrestle with.
And there are a lot of options. It's an entire wall, entire aisle sometimes. Consumer reporter John Matarese shows you what to look for when buying your sunscreen so you don't waste your money.
Pamela Thompson loves catching some sun during her lunch break and knows the importance of using sunscreen.
I do agree that it is very, very effective and needs to be put on.
Dejana Tenenfeld tries to use the strongest sunscreen she can find.
Probably like maybe 45 copper tone.
So how do you know which sunscreen is best for your skin and your budget? Dermatologist Melissa Pilyong says before you buy anything, check the label for 3 things. The sunscreen should be at least SPF 30. Look for broad spectrum, which means it protects against both UVA and UVB rays, and make sure it's water resistant or waterproof.
That means it's stickier to your skin and it will stay on longer if you get wet in the pool, in the ocean, or if you're sweating.
What about buying a spray versus a lotion?
Whichever one you will put on your skin is the one to get.
And then there's the cost. Sunscreens can range from $5 or $6 all the way up to $30 or $40 a tube. Do you really need to spend that much?
In our tests over the years, we haven't found any connection really between price and protection.
Tricia Calvo is with Consumer Reports, which tested dozens of sun protection products. She says price is not an indicator of how well a product will perform. Take Walmart's Equate Ultra Sunscreen SPF 50. It's one of the best performing lotions, but only costs $5. And what about all the natural products you see these days? Tricia says while they're better for the environment, they're not always better when it comes to protecting your skin.
In our tests, we've never found a mineral-based sunscreen that performs well enough to make the top of our ratings.
And that way you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese.
Thanks for watching our 13 Investigates special. If you missed any part of this week's program, just hit the back button on your remote and scroll down until you see 13 Investigates, or visit ktnv.com/13 Investigates to find more stories like these on our website. Stay tuned for more from 13 Action News after the break, and check us out anytime here on KTNV streaming Las Vegas News on your time.